Hello and welcome to the Section 1.4 application walkthrough. Today we're going to be adding and subtracting rational numbers. And with our application of this, we don't have many that are different from the 1.2 walkthrough or the 1.2 section itself, but there are a couple that I find a little bit interesting. So for the first two, we're just going to be adding the following rational numbers. So let's go ahead and look at this. I have 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3. Well, I know that I have like bases, so I can add straight across. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. All right, and my common denominator down here is 3. And 3 over 3 would reduce to 1. Okay, well, let's go ahead and look at the next one. So for the next one, I have 0.3 repeating plus 0.3 repeating plus 0.3 repeating. Now, in all actuality, what this looks like is there's a bunch of 3's here, and it goes on and on forever. And I have actually 3 of those. So let me just get a few down here. Okay. So really I'm adding those up. And if I were to add them vertically, how we've done in the past, well, 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 9. 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 9. You're seeing a pattern here. Those all add up to 9. Well, that right there would be 0.9 repeating, and that makes sense with what's up here. So 0.9 repeating is what we get there. Okay, now I did these two problems for a reason because it's pretty interesting. If I look at 1/3, and I'm just going to look at 1/3 on a calculator with decimal notation. So I just go 1 divided by 3, and I get a whole list of 3's. Okay, and maybe that's what you knew. The decimal representation of 1/3 is 0.3 repeating. Well, that's what I have here. But wait a minute. Over here I said it was 1, and over here I said it was 0.9 repeating. What's going on there? Okay, it's actually kind of a tricky part in math that anytime you have 0.9 repeating or anything 0.9 repeating, it just bumps up to the next one. Okay, not a real solid reason for that, but it's just what happens. Okay, 0.3 repeating is actually 1/3, and when you add 1/3 together 3 times, you're going to get 1. That's just the nature of the problem itself. But it is very strange that 0.9 equals 1. Okay, in fact, it's such a weird thing that we actually put it on our sweatshirts when I was in college, on the math sweatshirt. So kind of interesting. You can go ahead and ask me some more stories about that. We had a lot of fun with that. But let's go ahead and look at the next two problems. We're back on perimeter, and they're just random shapes. Okay, they're random quadrilaterals, and we're finding perimeter of them. If you remember, perimeter is just add all sides. So you add up all sides. What do you get? That's going to be your perimeter. Okay. Now it's kind of hard to tell on these, especially on the video, but these are all point numbers, so they're all tenths of a kilometer. I have 0.1, 0.6, 0.5, and 0.8. All you have to do is add up all those, and you're going to get your answer. Okay, the next one I have mixed numbers. So if I was looking at this, a lot of times what I do when I start these problems is I say that I'm starting on this side. Okay, make some sort of note on there, and I'm just going to add my way around. So I make sure that I get all sides and that I don't get them more than once. Okay, so 1 2/5. So it's that one. Maybe even cross it off. Plus 1 2/5. Cross it off. 1 3/5. Oops, sorry, 1 3/5. And 1 1/5. And cross that one off also. So when I'm doing this, really all I want to do is I want to add the whole numbers and then add the fractions. So you could rewrite it as 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, and then plus 2/5 plus 2/5 plus 3/5 plus 1/5. Trying to squeeze that in on the end there. And then just add up those fractions and those whole numbers and combine whatever you have at the end, and you'll be good to go. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight on how to do these problems. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask me. And definitely anytime you have questions on the coming up problems, on those I really just want you to give it your best effort. But if you do feel like you need to ask me and you need to get those right, you can sure come up and ask me. But I'm just really looking for an effort on those ones. So anyways, good luck with those, and we'll see you in the next section.